Hello everybody, this is Chris the Master 4 here, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we thought that we caught Miss Vasquez off of her guard, and she said that she lost, but we don't have decisive evidence against, her. And Edgeworth, oddly enough, objected against it, That makes you wonder if he's, sort of coming to terms with the whole finding guilty everything thing. Or finding everyone guilty instead of finding the truth. It makes you wonder. I was with Sal in the old bag with the security lady when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady with old bag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick. We're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, and she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. Okay. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before.
I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes, mind you.
Where were the other employees when you got back to the studio?
They weren't there yet.
Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with someone else's help.
Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what both of them are saying, boy. Boy?
The witness will continue her testimony.
Uh-huh. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct?
So he says.
Did no one go to call him?
Remember.
Remember what?
There was a dead body lying in front of us. Yet you expect me to be calm?
You certainly seem calm enough when I accuse you of murder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around?
The other way around?
You discovered the murdered body and one person was missing, correct? Wouldn't you normally go looking for this missing person?
I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers.
Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, you may continue.
How many? I swear, you can make a drinking game of how many times he says very well. I might even make a compilation when I finish this project on the amount of times the judge has uttered the words very well. From both iterations of my voice. I immediately called the police and then Powers showed up.
What was everyone else doing at the time?
No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on scene.
Sorry, I'm late.
Then, silence. Dead silence. Silent. Hey, Nick! Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
Old bag, the security lady.
Why did she think Powers had done it?
Blech. Why did she think Powers did it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Press harder. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard it all after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the... Yes. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything here I can use. It has to be left out of the proceedings. Why? Yet you asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting. There's no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot of writing on this with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. But it wasn't there. The script in your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't have to do with having them stolen. No, I guess not. But I should press harder, cause the script was in the frickin' Studio One. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. Who would think of rehearsing after that? Right, I guess.
Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue.
Yeah, Edgeworth noticed. Your Honor! I have an objection with the witness's last statement. Huh? Think! Miss Vasquez says she didn't bring the scripts because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One! God damn it, Edgeworth.
Order! Mr. Edgeworth! What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how my court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edward is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe that there would be no rehearsal.
Well, then the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any actions to the scene, so I left him behind. How did you know about the foot injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg her on here. Everything we've done until now will be wasted. I believe you. I've changed the voice because I can't do it now. It's that last line. I think I have to press. No one else knew about it, right? He wasn't there. He said he didn't know. But Sal said that he didn't know that Powers had an injury until after. Or did he know? Okay, what's this? You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers! What?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in the photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not.
I think not.
Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez? You saw him limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes!
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Ah!
And when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought Mr. Hammer had been injured that morning!
Order. We'll have order.
Witness, can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why the real killer's always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen hard on times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defendant have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
I remembered what happens. I can prove it. Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. Wait. There's no evidence though. Right? Or is it the photo? This is my proof.
This is the photo from before?
This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With Dee Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial, it began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. Thanks for telling me the battery's dying. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, Dee Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was the constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed Dee Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain.
She had no motive.
She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? That was Edgeworth. I assure you that was Edgeworth. Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers when he was with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Will Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I'm guilty. It was me. Yeah. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Ah! Miss Vasquez! What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the stairs. Manuel! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please, try to remain calm. No. No! How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Manuel! Don't touch him! Miss Vasquez! No! Please. Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again.
Mr. Edgeworth, where did Steve Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm as collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
It appears you have brought yet another miracle.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should only be found so is only... That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. That is all. Court is adjourned.
A little long wouldn't hurt.
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but it's sad. You know, now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Uh-huh.
Tell me why. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
Show him evidence. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... Well, let's show him path to glory. It's because you were the Steel Samurai.
It's because I was the Steel Samurai?
Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kids show as the villain to boot. You never know. I mean, Discord was pretty cool. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you.
I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime.
I think you're missing the point.
Thank you. I'm just glad it's over.
So am I. So am I.
Congratulations, WP!
Oh! Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Well, first of all, the costume is burnt and... Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Ah! Nick! Edgeworth!
Huh? Whoa. Edgeworth's actually facing us.
Huh. Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk.
Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth.
You don't waste any time gloating, do you?
No. I really want to thank you.
Vasquez would have gotten away if he hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Powers.
Liar.
Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better if we had not met.
What do you mean?
Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings.
Unnecessary feelings?
Yes, unease and uncertainty.
Aren't those kind of necessary?
They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you.
Mr. Wright? Is this guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if? They're rivals! Rivals! Right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick. Tell me, what's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
You'll find out in the next case, Maya. And so the curtain closes on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kid shows again. The My Little Pink Princess is up on stage.
Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're gonna watch it with me, right?
I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and an assistant.
Fine, I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again?
I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. Is he playing the Pink Princess this time? I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Powers. That is the end. And that is the end of the frickin' third case, which took me longer than it should have. But yeah, I say let's end the video on a strong note. Let's peer into the next case. It's been, what, 15 years? About that, yes. 15 years is a long time to wait. You can't imagine how much I've suffered. You suffered? And now, the perfect opportunity presents itself. At last, I shall have my revenge. What? Merry Christmas.